Hello. Today we're going to talk about more slope intercept form. Woohoo! Lessons 1 and 2, because they're the same thing. So I'm just doing examples for both. All right. Slope is rise over run. You'll need to know that for graphing purposes. But for right now, I'm just giving you the slope and the y-intercept in both of these, and I want you to write them in slope intercept form. Hence the name more slope intercept. So my slope is -5. So -5, I just plug it in right there. X. Then I plug in what's for my b. Not super difficult. Let's go over here. Y equals 4x. Oh no, it doesn't tell me it's in a point form. It's just the last number. It's your y. It's your y-intercept, so it should be the last number. So there you go. There's your two equations and how to make them into slope-intercept form with just given the numbers. Now, let's find equations from graphs. All right, now we've done it where we graph the slope-intercept form a bunch. Now we're going to find it. We're going to go reverse. So to find the slope-intercept form, we need the slope and we need the y-intercept. So the y-intercept should be the easiest thing to find. It's where this green line crosses the y-axis. Don't get it confused with the x-axis. A lot of people do. So where does this line cross on the y-axis? Well, at 2. All right, so we've solved one mystery. So plus 2 is our y. Now we just need our slope. Well, to find slope, you can do it two different ways. In this case, we're just going to do rise over run. You can use the equation if you want. I might even use the equation. Yes, I will use the equation here in a second when we get the points. But for just graph purposes, rise over run. So basically, to use rise over run, you're just making a right triangle. I can even draw one if I want before I even count it. Look at that. I made a right triangle. So now I count how many this took up. 1, 2, 3. How many from here to there, to that corner? 2. So I rose up 2 and I ran 3. Now here's the trick to rise over run. You have to look at the line. All right? Negative, positive. What does this line look like? Does it look like a negative line or a positive line? Looks like a negative line. So negative 2 or 3. And that's our equation from a graph. All right, let's do the same thing. That's example 4. All right, my crooked line right there, but I need to find my slope and I need to know what my y-intercept is to fill in my formula. All right, first thing you want to find, just like graphing it, is your y-intercept. My green line crosses my y-axis at -1, so it's -1. Now I need to find my slope, so rise over run. Let's make a triangle. It doesn't matter which points you do it between. I can do it between these points or these points. I could do a triangle on top or on bottom. It doesn't matter. So I count down 1 and I went over 1, 2, 3, 4. So my run is 4, my rise is 1. And does this line look negative or positive? It looks negative, -1/4. And there you go. It really is that simple. Look at the y-intercept, put it in. Make a triangle, a right triangle, and then just count the legs of the triangle. Get -1/4. All right, and now the hardest way to find the slope-intercept form equation from 2 points. All right, so when you have 2 points, the first thing you have to do is use the slope formula. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You have to find the slope first when you have 2 points. When you have a graph, you always use the y-intercept. Points, you have to find the slope first. So this is how I do it. I call 1 and then 2. Then I label them x, y, and x, y. It doesn't matter which one you label 1 first. But I've done this so much in other videos that you should know by now. If you don't, go back and watch those videos. I should call it 1, 2, do x, y, and then I put the subscript with whatever number I put underneath it. So that way I can't mess it up. So my y2 is negative 2. My y1 is 7. And remember these negative signs right here, that just means you change the sign of that number. So I'm going to change the sign of y1 and x1. So my y1 was 7 here, goes in as negative 7. My x1 is negative 3 here, so when I put it in, it's going to be positive. So 0 plus 3. Because it's negative, I have to change the sign. So it gives me negative 9 over 3, which is negative 3. So I have my slope. So y equals an x plus a b, and I have negative 3. Now comes the tricky part. That wasn't tricky enough. We have to find the b. So if I have my formula, y equals negative 3x plus b. Now how am I going to find out what that b? What other information do I have? Well, the other information I have is I actually have an x, y point. I have two of them. I have 0, negative 2, and negative 3, 7. So pick either one of those and plug it in to this equation. I'll use green. Now I want to use orange. Where's my orange? Use orange. So I'm going to take the point 0, negative 2, and I'm going to plug it in. So x is going to be equal to 0, and y is going to be equal to negative 2. So negative 2 equals negative 3 times 0 plus b. Just leave b as it is. So this gives me negative 3 times 0 is 0. So it just gives me b is negative 2. So there you go. So y equals negative 3x minus 2. That's how you find the equation. We're going to do one more. All right, last one. All right. Label this as 1, label this as 2, x and y, 1, 1, 2, 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my slope formula. So then I just plug everything in. So 0, y1, change the sign. Since it's positive, it becomes negative. x2 is 4. Change the sign of the 0 to negative 0, even though it doesn't have signs, that makes no sense. So negative 2 is my slope, so I can write it in. Negative 2x. All I need is my b now. How do I find my b? Well, you take what you know about your formula, which is just the slope. You pick either point, 0, 8 or 4, 0. I'm going to take 4, 0. If you're smart, use the other one, but just for the fun of it, we'll do this. So I plug in 0 for here, then negative 2 times 4 plus b. So that gives me negative 8 plus b equals 0, plus 8 plus 8, b equals 8. Plus 8. And there is your slope intercept form from 2 points. You find the slope, add in one of the points, and find it. All right, this has been slope intercept form 1 and 2. Hope it helped for both of them, and good luck.